What's up? Welcome to your Buckeye Rush Hour for a Friday, September 8th, 2023. You know who I am, Joe from the Buckeye Cast, bringing it to you every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're going live Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget that. Hey, while you're popping in here and just getting settled in, get yourself a refreshment, maybe a little cocktail or just a pop, whatever. Don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate that. And today we're talking Cruton, talking about future Buckeyes. We're talking about what else are we talking about? Oh, we got a visitors list. We got guys coming in here for the home opener in Columbus. And don't forget, call in. Get your calls in here. Give me your opinions. The phone number is 305-224-1968. And then the meeting ID number is 832-6987-4780. And the passcode 986016. So keep that in mind. It's also running right above me if you're watching on video. Okay. So first of all, how did you guys feel about the, I'd like to get some feedback on the good, the bad, and the ugly film breakdown from yesterday. Or was that today? Was that today? No, that was yesterday. Today is 5 Keys. So wanted to get your info. We got decent viewership. I thought it would have been higher, but I'd like to know how you guys really feel about that. It takes a little bit extra work, but if people are really into it and are looking forward to it, you know, it's worth it. And we got a fair amount of likes on that one, just didn't get a lot of views like I had hoped. But so let's get into today's show, and I'll pop in the chat. I'll also keep an eye on the waiting room to see if we get any calls. Look, I don't think Sean's joining me tonight. His son has a game in Toledo. His son's team's taking on Toledo Central with Mark Nave. Might be in trouble. It's so, yeah, give those kids an extra energy drink before the game or something. I don't know what to tell you, Sean. Anyways, let's talk Jordan Seaton, the offensive lineman from IMG. So he has really switched up his visiting schedule for the fall. He had a bunch of visits planned out over October, November, even September. So what has happened is he's canceled his LSU visit. They're off the board. Apparently losing Florida State will do that to you. One loss and you're gone. Florida, he says he's still going to visit, but is to be decided, TBD. Oklahoma is the only one he has locked in for sure, and that is September 30th. Ohio State is TBD, Oregon TBD, and South Carolina is TBD. He did say Bama is kind of the leader right now, but he's not for sure going to make a visit back there this fall. So it opens the door for all these other schools, especially the Buckeyes. If you can maybe get in there a little later, as Ohio State, you know, get that last visit, and then he doesn't get back to Bama, that really helps you out, you know. And he had a lot of nice things to say about Oregon, South Carolina, the Buckeyes, Oklahoma, and Florida. So we'll see what happens there. A lot of time. He's probably going to take it down to December, maybe even later. I don't know. So plenty of time there, no rush, nothing to worry about. Oh, and Colorado, of course, is in the mix now. One game. It's amazing what one game kids see, how it can change their recruiting for those that haven't decided yet. It's amazing. Maybe, I don't know, but I have opinions. I'll keep them. I'll give you my opinion. I think if you're making your decision on one game, so you're taking LSU off your list because of one game, or you're adding Colorado for one game that you saw, maybe you should take a step back and relax and maybe let things play out for a few weeks, not just make rash decisions. But anyways, kids, 18-year-old kids, 17, whatever, they're going to do what they're going to do. And they always have the portal to fall back on if they make a dumb decision early on. But anyways, good news. Buckeyes are still in it. We got Brandon Baker, his decision coming up on September 24th. The other O-lineman, those are the two big fish we're going after on the O-line. Then today, we just got a crystal ball from Bill Kurlick on 24/7 Bucknuts. That crystal ball just rolled in for the 3-star 2025 defensive lineman Brandon Caesar to the Buckeyes. He's from Cleveland Heights, 6'4", 250. I really think he's going to shoot up the rankings here over the next, 6 to 9 months. So I like that team. Cleveland Heights has got some dudes. Marquise Davis, the running back, just ran for 300 last week. His 2025 class is freaking loaded in Ohio, man, at all different positions, not just, Tavian St. Clair, and stuff, but this Ohio class is loaded. We're not going to get them all, but it's going to be fun to watch it play out. So, Billy, maybe that Brandon Caesar is the D lineman you're looking for. It's just not going to be in 2024. Anyways, so let's get into this visitors list. For the Youngstown State game tomorrow, we got the headliner, Florida wide receiver, the 5-star, all Mr. Everything, Mr. Visit should also be his name, Jeremiah Smith. He has not met a visit he did not enjoy, and there's no school he will not visit. Then you got Indiana O-lineman Ian Moore, the Buckeye. You got Ohio running back Sam Williams-Dixon, the Buckeye. Ohio linebacker Garrett Stover, the Buckeye. These are all commits, most of them. Defensive back, corner, Aaron Scott Jr. Bryce West, the defensive back, corner. 2025 quarterback, Tavian St. Clair, TSC, we're gonna start calling him around here. Not the tractor supply company, TSC, Tavian St. Clair. Then you got the running back I just mentioned, Marquise Davis, 2025. He's not a commit. Then you got 2025 running back Michael Taylor. Then you got 2025 D lineman Jamel Ham. And these guys are all from Ohio, of course. And then 2025 defensive back Dorian Brew, another big Ohio State target. So that's the current list. We do have a couple late additions. We can confirm that 2024 3-star linebacker and current Missouri commit, Nicholas Rodriguez, you might remember him. He's teammates with Jordan Lyle, the running back out of St. Thomas Aquinas down in South Florida. He's visiting Columbus this weekend. And then a late addition here, I just picked up 2025 5-star wide receiver Dallas Wilson. He's 6'3", 180 out of Tampa Bay Tech over here in the Bay Area. The Bay Area, this Bay Area, the West Coast of the East Coast. Anyway, he's nationally ranked number 24 overall, number 5 wide receiver, number 5 player in the state of Florida. So Dallas Wilson will be on campus. That's a big one. He's currently committed verbal to Oregon. So that's a big visit. Obviously, Brian Hartline doing his thing there. So let me check on the chat. We'll come back to what the current commits are doing this weekend. Don't forget, we're taking your calls, your big calls. All right, let's see who's in there. What's up, Billy? Billy's in here. Billy. Looking forward to watching the Fighting Dilemmas in a bit. Yeah. Illinois got a nice game tonight. They got Kansas or something like that. Those guys can run the ball. Let me open up the scoreboard here so I can take a look. Billy says, like the film breakdown. All right. Appreciate the feedback, Billy. He says it has to be tough for these kids to play Friday night and then visit colleges on Saturday. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, you got to get like an early morning flight for a noon game in Columbus, man. You have to fly out at like freaking 8 or 9 at the latest. Jeremiah, what's up, Jeremiah? He says, tomorrow at the shoe, the Buckeyes need to step on their throats from kickoff, hit the gas, and stay there all game long. Let's go, Buckeyes. Let's go, Jeremiah. All right. Oh, we got some people trickling in here. I see the views. We're getting up there. Hey, don't be afraid to share the show with friends of yours or your enemies, your friends or your enemies. All right. So we're going to talk about the current 24 commits, 2024 and 25 commits in action this weekend. Starting with the quarterbacks, 4-star QB Aaron Nolan has a bye this week. He's played 3 games. He's thrown for 521 yards, 5 touchdowns, a completion percentage of almost 60%. He has thrown 3 picks. So those all came in the last game, though. So he's off this week. But then you have 2025 4-star Bell Fountain quarterback Tavian St. Clair, TSC. He is playing Benjamin Local. Don't know anything about that school. Never heard of it. So it's in Bell Fountain, apparently. Anyways, so you got Tavian St. Clair playing tonight. Then you got James Peoples. I cannot find information. If anybody knows anything about his injury or what the deal is with James Peoples, let me know. He still has not played yet. And his team, I believe, is into week 4 now. San Antonio Veterans Memorial down in Texas. So they're taking on San Antonio MacArthur. Right. Then the other running backs here, we got 4-star out of Fort Lauderdale, St. Thomas Aquinas, Jordan Lyle. They're playing Cocoa tonight, Cocoa, Florida. Just a little drive up the East Coast, up I-95. Then you got the 3-star Pickerington North running back, Sam Williams-Dixon. They are playing host to Pick Central tonight. So we'll see what happens there. Wide receiver, Jeremiah Smith. You just mentioned it, Billy. He'll be up here in Columbus tomorrow, but they're playing Bergen Catholic. That is a home game for Jeremiah. So Chaminade Madonna Prep taking on Bergen Catholic out of New Jersey tonight down in South Florida. And then he'll come up to Columbus for tomorrow's game. Indiana, let's go over to Indiana. New Haven, Indiana, wide receiver Mylan Graham travels to Leo, Indiana on Friday night. Then you got St. Louis 4-star Christian Brothers College wide receiver Jeremiah McClellan. They play St. Louis University High School. So that will be a good one. Good one thing to point out there is that 2025 tight end 4-star and legacy Landon Pace will be playing for the St. Louis University High School. So little Buckeye on Buckeye crime there. 2026, we got Chris Henry Jr., the 4-star out of Cincinnati Withrow. He's taking on Cincinnati St. X tonight. Tight ends, we got the 4-star Max LeBlanc out of Baylor School in Chattanooga, Tennessee. They're taking on, they have Nashville Lipscomb Academy coming into town. Edwin Spillman, you might remember him, the former linebacker target. He plays for Lipscomb Academy in Nashville. So should be a good game with some high-end talent there. Other tight end, we got the 4-star Cleveland Glenville tight end Demarion Witten. They play host to Cleveland John Adams tonight. O-line, we got Ian Moore from New Palestine, Indiana, the 4-star tackle. They are hosting Fortville, Mount Vernon, Indiana on tonight. Then you got the twins, the Armstrong twins from Lakewood St. Ed's. They're on the road this week. They go all the way down to Cincinnati to take on Cincinnati Elder on Saturday. So nice little trek across the great state of Ohio. Then you got the 3-star Toledo Central Catholic. Like I mentioned, Sean's team is going to get smashed by Toledo Central Catholic tonight. They're taking on Brother Rice in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. So it's only like an hour drive, even though it's across borders. D-line, you got 5-star St. Ignatius, Chicago St. Ignatius. I always get that wrong. Defensive tackle Justin Scott. They're taking on Chicago Brother Rice. So both Brother Rices are in action and going to get beat tonight. 5-star D lineman Edric Houston is on a bye this week. Linebacker, 4-star Big Walnut linebacker Garrett Stover. They're heading to Delaware for their first conference game of the year. 4-star Peyton Pierce, the linebacker out of Lovejoy High School in Lucas, Texas. They're taking on Fort Worth, North Crowley tonight. At corners, we got Springfield, the 4-star corner, Aaron Scott Jr. They are looking to bounce back after last week's loss. They take on Huber Heights Wayne. That'll be a good one. Then you got Cleveland Glenville corner, Bryce West. We talked about Demarion. So the 4-star corner also taking on John Adams, obviously, tonight. Out in Arizona, you got the 4-star corner, Miles Lockhart from Chandler, Arizona, heading to Scottsdale to take on Saguaro. Those are a couple of big programs. Basha versus Saguaro. Hope I'm saying that right. Then the safety, 4-star safety out of Seton Hall Prep in New Jersey, Jalen McClain, they're on a bye this week. So few teams on a bye and a couple teams looking to bounce back. So that's what we got going on. Hey, don't be afraid to hop in the phone lines here. We're taking your calls all day long. Oh, yeah, the phone number. That would probably be helpful. Phone number is 305-224-1968. Meeting ID 432-6987-4780. And your passcode is 986016. It's also scrolling right above me in the black bar over my head. Hey, everybody in here, don't forget to hit the like. Appreciate you. How about you share it with a friend? That's really simple to do. Just hit the share button and copy the link, text it to somebody, whatever, tweet it. Exit. Oh, I guess. Yeah. What are they? How do you say that on X now? Anyway, X is confusing. All right. What do we got here? Billy says, watch Micah Hudson play yesterday. He's just, oh, yeah, that dude. I cannot believe he's going to Texas Tech. I still cannot accept that. Insane. Steven, what's up, Steven? Good to see you, Steven Cherry. What else you guys got on your mind tonight? Obviously, some big high school games getting fired up for the home opener in Columbus tomorrow. We got some really big visit weekends coming up. Obviously, Jeremiah Smith coming in this weekend is huge, and then he's bringing along a lot of the current commits. But I thought some other dudes from South Florida Express were coming. JoJo Trader was supposed to be on this list, I thought. Let me check on that. Where's that list? No. Got some 2026 guys. I'm not mentioning those. Those are way off. Yeah. Yeah, no JoJo Trader this time. He's supposed to come for the Penn State game. That's what I was thinking of. For the Penn State game, as of right now, you got Chance Robinson, Jeremiah Smith, Josiah Trader, Marquise Lightfoot. Those are the big 2024 headliners. So 4 big ones there. Obviously, only Jeremiah is the commit out of that group. So Lightfoot coming into town for that Penn State game. Chance Robinson, he's the current Miami commit as well. So you got 3 Miami commits JoJo, Marquise, and Chance. Sounds like a comedy team. Anyway, that's going to be a big one. Who am I watching tomorrow, Billy? Besides the Buckeyes? Well, these early games are kind of dog shit. Maybe Notre Dame. I want to see what Hartman has against a decent defense. I'm not saying that that NC State has, you know, an awesome defense here. They are 1-0. I wanted to check out their defense here real quick on PFF, see how these boys are grading out. Yeah, they're okay. I mean, yeah, they did pretty well. Darren Van, he's an edge rusher. He had a sack, total of 5 pressures last week. Look for that guy. He's number 1 of 1. Davin Van, my bad. Davin. Yeah. What number is he? I'm not sure if that number 1 is exactly right. Anyways, so I'll be watching Notre Dame, probably on a smaller screen. Utah Baylor, not super pumped about that. I don't care about K-State. Nebraska Colorado, kinda. I mean, we're all kind of watching because some of us are cheering for Prime or against Prime. There's like, you're either one or the other, you know. There's nobody that just is in the middle on him, and I'm waiting for them to lose. That spread did drop to -2.5. Colorado's favored. That one, yeah, I'll just watch this. I'll just check out the score on that one. You got 3:30 UNLV coming to the shithole up north. Don't really care about that. Michigan's favored by 37.5. We'll see if they cover. Ole Miss Tulane, I don't care about that. A&M and the Canes, that one's interesting just because it's like a car wreck, right? It's like a slow moving 3.5-hour car wreck. And it's going to be funny, like watching both teams just kind of implode on themselves and each other. So A&M's favored by 3.5 at Miami. So that's an interesting spread right there. Obviously, the night game, 7:00. You got Texas at Alabama. 7:00. You also got Oregon at Texas Tech. Let's see if they can put up 88 against a Power 5 team. I'm not so sure. Wisconsin at Washington State, 7:30. Not sure what to think of that. USC, you got the late game there. Stanford at USC, 10:30. Paction after dark. So those are the things I'll have my antenna up for. I'm not going to be watching every single one of those, but Steven says Colorado versus Nebraska Prime going to be 2-0. Well, that's not saying much, Steven. It's Nebraska. They're still losing 1-score games, man. The more things change, the more it stays the same, right? Billy says Doran usually puts together a good D. Oh, Steven with the big upset of the day. Texas is going to upset Bama, he says. Okay, Steven, I'm marking these down. Hey, don't forget, if you haven't got your scores in yet for the T-shirt giveaway, let me check and see who I have. I got Odysseus, 63-0. Billy, I got 52-0 for you. Jeremiah, I got 55-0. Temper, 34-3. PC, 42-0. Ray, 38-3. Ray was the week 1 winner. Got his shirt sent out. Johnny C, 56-6. Robert Allen, 62-0. And I just got one in. Oh, shit. Where the fuck is it? I just got one in from. Yeah, I'm going to have to find that. 1 second. I got it. Robert Seilstad. Is that Buckeye Bob in Seattle? He has 51-3. Robert. Bobbert. Let me write that down. And then, yeah, that's all we got. So make sure you get your scores in. Remember, it's a nooner tomorrow. No reason to wait till the last minute. back to the chat here. Billy says, I don't see that, Steven. Can't trust Ewers. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, Billy. Until Ewers really shows me something. He's going into Tuscaloosa night game. Bama's going to ground and pound that thing with the quarterbacks and the running backs, both. They're not going to let Jalen Milroe throw it too much and risk losing the game and him throwing it into burnt orange jerseys. So I don't see that. Yeah. Steven says, I don't see it either. Just hoping, because I can't stand Bama. I think we're all in the same boat there, Steven. Billy says, root for Aggies so we have a better chance to flip Lightfoot. Okay. I see you working there, Billy. That makes sense. And you got JoJo Trader and Chance Robinson too. Maybe we flip all three on one weekend. Huh? Again, if kids are making their decisions on one or two games out of a college football season, then were they really that committed? Maybe not. Anyway, but good point, Billy. No A87. I hope not Texas. Need them to look bad so we can get Baker. Okay, see, another reason to cheer against Texas if you needed one. I agree with that opinion. Good job. Odysseus says Bama clobbers Texas and Ewers throws multiple picks. Seems fair. It seems like that's very doable, very logical, well thought out. Yeah, Billy says he misses passes multiple miles. Water drinker. I should have poured a shot before this. Anyway, so yeah, finally getting some decent games here. Worth watching. How do you guys see the Notre Dame game going? They got NC State. Yeah, I know NC State's not ranked, and they did just beat up on UConn 24-14 last week. But I'm not going to make a wild distinction or a wild proclamation just on that game alone. They ran for over 200 yards, so that's going to be a good test for Notre Dame's run defense. They did throw for 155, so nothing great, but we'll see. I think the spread was 7.5. Let me pull that up. Yeah, 7.5. Notre Dame's favored at NC State. So that one's on ABC. So just so you guys know, not NBC because it's an away game for Notre Dame. Jeremiah says, who is scoring the Buckeyes' first touchdown tomorrow? Travion, Mayan, Marvin Emeka, or someone else? Tough call there. Hey, we got open phone lines. Nobody's in here. Hop in. We can get you right on the air in 2 seconds. Check out the number. The number is right above me scrolling. And it's also in the description for the show underneath the video. Steven says Fickle loses first game as whiskey coach 35-24 to Washington State. Oh, wow. Interesting. Back to Jeremiah's question. Who is scoring the first touchdown tomorrow? You got to think it's a running touchdown, right? Or like I said today in my 5 keys to a Buckeye victory, I go bombs over Baghdad. I go launching, wear out the quarterback's arms, make their arms sore. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what? I think they go up top to Marv, get him involved early, maybe even start working on a little Heisman campaign. Why not? Why wouldn't you? So, yeah. What else we got going on here? I'm going Marv on the first touchdown, Jeremiah. Odysseus says, hope NC State exposes Hartman's weaknesses. Yes, I'm with you there. That's what I was going to pull up. I wanted to see his passing chart so far. Passing, depth. I can share this with you guys so you can also see it. One second. Oh, shit. Let me pull that up again. Yeah, I'm interested to look at this. I've been meaning to look at Sam Hartman. Not him, his passing chart. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. So, okay, so he's throwing the ball deep a little bit. This is his season, his 2 games so far. So going deep to the left and center, he's 2 for 3 outside left over 20 yards, and between the numbers down the middle, 2 of 3. He's got 4 touchdowns there on the deep balls over 20 yards. Let's see, not very good out to the right deep. Good at 10 plus yards. 3 out of 3 to the left, 4 out of 4 to the middle, 1 of 1 to the right. Seems to have a blind spot to the right side. That's unusual for a right-handed quarterback because of the way your body's turned. Usually you're looking at the receiver to your right first, but he's actually turning center and left. So maybe those are the first guys in his progressions. He's going left, center, right or something. I'm not sure what the reasoning is there, but very few attempts also to the right. See a lot of attempts right down the middle there. 3, 7, 18 attempts. Oh, plus 4 more. 22 attempts between the numbers. So those got to be like probably running backs, tight ends, shit like that. That's what they do. They always target the tight ends heavily. But out to the right, he's got only 5 attempts and 4 completions. That's interesting. So out to the left, you got 6, 11, 12, elementary school math working for me. 12 attempts to the left and 5, 9, 10 completions. But look at the touchdowns. No touchdowns above 10 yards from 10 to 20. It's got touchdowns above 20 and below 10. So that mid-range 10 to 20 yards, he's not getting touchdowns there. And of course, the short yardage under before the line of scrimmage, no touchdowns there either. But no picks either. I'll leave that up if you guys want to look at that for another minute. Back to the chat. Let's see. Billy says if that NC State QB gets his act together, they could score some points. Yep. Stephen Cherry says Trainum will score first touchdown tomorrow. That's not a bad choice. I like Chipper in there. Odysseus says, remember Al Washington is run D coordinator. Okay. For Notre Dame. Yep. Steven says Sawyer finally breaks through with 2 sacks. All right. I like it. I've heard people calling for his head, and he shouldn't be getting as much playing time. I disagree with that entirely. Jack Sawyer's a freaking 5-star DN, man. He didn't have the opportunity to make a lot of plays. They ran away from him all last week. When you run a triple option, you go to the strong side. 9 times out of 10, you're running that to the strong side. Jack plays weak side defensive end. So that's why JT was in on every play and actually had a great impact on that game. He didn't have any like flashy highlight reel type plays, but he was at the point of attack, stopping those options in their tracks. And then everybody else came and cleaned up. Sonny and Proctor and those guys. Billy says, I heard Youngstown State doesn't like to pass the ball. Yeah, they ran for like 300 last week. Billy says Malik Hooker's brother plays for YSU. Yeah, former Buckeye, Marcus Hooker. Yeah, got that DUI when he was with the Buckeyes and kind of played his way off the team slowly. Plus, he was not a great player anyways. Yep, he did play for us. All right, let me unshare that graphic. Still got time to get your calls in here. Show me your calls, your big calls. So I was also looking at Sam Hartman. He's only been pressured 18% of the time on dropbacks. When he's kept clean, he's 35 of 36, 28 completions. That's a nice little 80% mark. 4 TDs. This must have been last week's game. Yeah, anyways, so he's graded out pretty well both games. But again, let me know when he plays a real Power 5 defense. He hasn't yet. Let's see. What other games you guys got on the radar? We talked a little Nebraska, Colorado. Clemson should get off the schneid. 25th ranked Clemson. It makes me smile to say that. Oh, 25th ranked Clemson. 0-1. They got Charleston Southern coming in. That's on the ACC network if anybody has that. And I don't think I do. A&M Miami. That might be worth watching, actually. I just like to watch shit shows. Billy says he beat Eddie George. Yes, they did. They played, was it Middle Tennessee State? Is that Eddie George's team? Tennessee Tech? I forget. Yep. Small town scratcher. Texas upsets Bama. We got another Texas prediction. Wow. You guys love making the bold predictions, huh? I can't get there. I can't get there, man. It's fucking Saban. He's still coaching, right? Touchdown spread. I just can't see Quinn Ewers lighting them boys up. I mean, I know Texas has good receivers, but Bama has really good DBs and a really good defense. Odysseus says Nebby squashes the Colorado hype train. I love it. See, that's what I'm here for. Get Dion off my TV. I don't think he's that good a coach. I honestly don't. I want to point out, this transfer portal is saving a lot of coaches' jobs, like Tom Allen's, for example. If you can flip a roster immediately, you can obviously get a job. B, you can maintain your current job and flip your team, get better talent in there if you can bring them in. You still got to recruit them a little bit, but transfer portal is saving some asses across the country. Yeah, Billy says I'd go for prime time to get derailed. Prime train. Yeah, me too. But he's the talk of the town, week 1 week, and everybody thinks Prime is a good coach. I don't get it. Can recruit. I'm not saying he can't. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button, folks. Appreciate you. Still waiting on calls. Anybody who calls. You guys never call anymore. Well, PC called in the other day. We had a good call. Nice long conversation with him. Oh, Jeremiah. Wait, Stephen Cherry says, not a good coach? Come on, Joe, that's just a bad take. Why is he a good coach? What's he done? What's Prime done? He's 1-0, dude. Coaching at an HBCU does not mean shit. It's not even Division I, man. FBS. Tell me what Steven, tell me what Prime's done to make you think he's a good coach. That vaunted TCU defense giving up 500 yards passing. Anyways, Jeremiah, speaking of Clemson, remember the last time Ohio State played them? Do you remember how Ohio State smashed Clemson in the playoff? Yeah, I've been saying it all week that Ohio State broke Clemson in 2020. Fuck, we should have broke them in 2019, but Trevor Lawrence, came back for the 2020 season. And their Buckeyes broke that program. And plus, Dabo will not utilize the portal. NIL is now legal for everybody, so Dabo can't take advantage there. Clemson broken by the Buckeyes. I like alliteration. Hey, we got upwards over 33 people in here. How about you hit that like button for me or share with a friend? Appreciate it. Odysseus says portal is like Russian roulette. Yeah, it is. You got to keep a tight culture, tight knit group together, and that shit can flip in a hurry. Odysseus says works for a great few teams, is a disaster for most. Exactly. I want to see how this Colorado squad plays out. Steven says with less resources than our coach, give him Day's squad and win the Natty. That's just why? What has Prime done to make you think he is a national championship coach? What? It one game, man. You guys live and die week to week, one game, snap to snap. I don't get it. I got to disagree with you, Stephen, respectfully, but it looks like Colorado has plenty of resources, by the way, in case you didn't notice. They're doing okay in the NIL game. Prime's recruiting well. I don't know if they have the money or not. Maybe somebody's got a credit card with a really big max on it, but they're doing okay, just fine. Prime wouldn't have taken the job if they didn't have the money to commit to the program. You're going to start seeing waterfalls in their fucking locker rooms, maybe a slide, putt course, all the good shit. They probably just got to build it. Who knows? I don't know. But Billy Tuesday says, I think Sean Lewis might be a good OC for the Buffs. Oh, yeah, the Kent State former head coach at Kent State. Yeah, he's good. Let's see him hold it together for a season, not just a game or two. Odysseus says, I'll laugh if Dabo loses this week to Charleston Southern. Yeah, I'll do more than laugh, man. I'll drink a shot to that. That's like a second victory shot. But what else is going on here this weekend? So Wisconsin's going out to Washington State. Wisconsin's favored by 6 in that game. That's interesting. The road favorite. I have no idea what Wazoo has going on out there. Can't be much. What about Stanford and USC? Stanford's 1-0. Who did they beat here? They beat Hawaii 37-24 last week. And USC doesn't like to tackle. Stanford put up 400 yards total offense. 250 through the air, 150 on the ground. Now Hawaii, shockingly, threw for 355 and ran for -5 as a team. That's awesome. So they like to throw the ball still. Is that Tommy Chang? Is Tommy Chang their coach now? Charlie Chan. Back to the chat here. Steven says, just because the man talks shit doesn't mean he can't coach, but I'm not arguing. I'm just going to keep receipts. Go right ahead. I'll keep receipts too, Steven. Just like Sean last week said Ohio State was going 9-3. Did somebody keep that? I got the tape. That's not going anywhere. Billy says, I hate Dabo as much as the next Buckeye, but it was funny to listen to some of the stupid takes of people that were piling on Dabo and Clemson. Yeah. No, I was guilty of that. Hand up. Billy. I did that. Odysseus says pizza parties in Boulder. If Stanford puts up 35 on USC, does Grinch get fired? No, he's never getting fired. Yeah, I thought Chang was the Hawaii coach. I love that dude. They always had some good quarterbacks, man. Winging it around all around the Pacific Islands. So yeah, Stanford. Who's running the ball? Who's running that program over here? Ashton Daniels, QB, threw for 250, 2 touchdowns. Casey Filkins, running back. I never heard of that guy. So Ashton Daniels seems to be their entire offense. He had 25 of 36 through the air, decent. And then on the ground, he had 11 carries for 42 yards. So he's doing a little bit of everything. They got a good receiver here, Benjamin Urosek, 9 catches, 138 and a touchdown. Defense. Didn't have to worry about playing the run, but they did allow 350 through the air to Hawaii. So there's that. Let's go back and check on the chat. Stephen Cherry, what's your current top 5, Joe? Oh, that's pretty easy. It's only played like 1 week here. I think you got to stick with Georgia number 1. Let's go Bama 2, Buckeyes 3, Michigan 4. Yeah. 5, I guess. That's a tough one. USC, I guess. Yeah, USC. I can't get there with Florida State. I can't get them in the top 5. I don't care what they did to LSU. It's week 1. That was a week 1 game. So that's my 5. Subject to change next week, obviously. I just think Georgia's too loaded. I know they're playing garbage teams here, but same with Michigan. But you can't tell me they're not a top 2, top 3 team. Jeremiah says, whoever said that Ohio State is going 9-3 must be smoking that green stuff. Yeah, Sean's been known to do that on the reg. Odysseus, I've heard Doomers predicting 6-6. Yeah, I know. Sean was feeling it last week when he said 9-3, but he wouldn't put any money on it, unfortunately. So we only got 9 likes. Geez, come on. We got like almost 40 people in here. It's not even 25%. Anyways, yeah, Odysseus, I've heard everything from 6-6 to 9-3 to, everywhere in between. So we do have some haters in the fan base, Billy. I think Kurt Herbstreit addressed them. He does every year, at least once or twice, mentioned the 15% of jackasses, as he calls them. I see him on Twitter a lot. I've had to mute many of them that just like to talk shit about the team. Billy, he wasn't necessarily against the Buckeyes. He just took one game and extrapolated it out over the year, saying that if we play like this is a 9-3 team. Obviously, everybody knows that if the Buckeyes played like they did against Indiana, they're not going to win 12 games. But that's not realistic because it's one game. It's week 1. You're going to see drastic improvement between week 1 and week 2, and then continued growth every week. And the team you have week 1, it's not even close to the same team you have week 12. It just doesn't work that way unless you have terrible coaches, or you're, in the FCS or something. But they even have good coaches in most cases. So Sean was just feeling himself the other night, and he I don't think he truly feels 9-3. Now he was hitting more than just the bourbon. he was pretty fired up. Anyway, we don't need to get into speculation on what was in his system. But he wouldn't. I don't think he really felt the 9-3 was realistic, because he wouldn't put any money on it. Nobody else would, actually, that was listening either. I asked for everybody's money, but oh yeah, we did look like crap early in 14. We actually lost the first game. So yeah, you know how people freak out. Sean's one of those freaker outer types, you know. He likes to freak out. He also likes to argue. He's a bad arguer. He's not good at arguing, because he will change the topic we're arguing about right midstream. It's like, whoa, back up. He does it to me all the time. But I've known him since high school. So what's that? 35 years approximately. He's always been that way. Stephen Cherry says Team Up North shouldn't be in top 5 of that BS schedule. Well, let me pull up strength of schedules and share that with you guys again. It's been a few shows ago. Strength of schedule. This is according to Phil Steele. It's usually pretty damn accurate. So strength of schedule, I have 4 teams here. Let me share it. One sec. Here we go. So there you go. I got 4 teams here that let me zoom out a little so you can see them better. Alabama has the number 8th ranked schedule in the country, 8th toughest. Buckeyes 27th. We're always in that 25 to 35 range. We're never down there in the 50s. Georgia 56th ranked, toughest schedule. Michigan 67th. But yes, I get your point, Stephen, and I agree. But until you show me otherwise, until they lose a game, Michigan is one of the top 5 teams in the country. I know it doesn't sound good, but it's real. They made it to the playoffs last year, returned a large part of their team. If you look at returning production, they're one of the leaders in the country. So until they lose or come close to losing or anything like that, they're going to have probably a couple scares throughout the year, and maybe even a loss, but it's going to be a loss to like us or Penn State, you know, something like that. So I feel bad for Florida. They got the toughest schedule in the country, and they already lost their first game, so they're fucked. But so yeah, take a screenshot of that if you want to save it. Odysseus says, I think they should have dropped below FSU. Okay. Odysseus says they played a gutted by portal ECU and rushed for under 4 yards per carry. They still won, man. I mean, it was convincing. It was never in doubt. It wasn't even a close game. I know they didn't cover, but neither did we, you know. I don't agree with a lot of the rankings and the polls and all that shit. Coach's poll is a waste of time. So if you go by, where's the S&P Plus? S&P Plus, they rate the offense, defense, and everything. They got Ohio State at 4, Bama number 1 at a 32.0. Georgia, number 2 at a 31.4. Michigan, number 3 at a 28.0. Ohio State, 4th, 27.8. Oklahoma, they have 5th, a 26.6. Tennessee, 6th. USC, 7th. Notre Dame, 8th. Penn State, 9th. Oregon, 10th. So, but the S&P Plus is very different. It's not like a power ranking or anything like that. It's not a resume ranking that gives credit for big wins or scheduling. So it just measures the predictable aspects, like your rating will probably fall. If you're strong and unlucky in a loss, it will rise. So it affects how you win and lose. Anyways, yeah, Florida State definitely does not belong in the top 5. I can't put them there. But that's why I don't like preseason polls too. Back to the chat here as we wrap up a fine Friday, fine football Friday. Steven says, please don't gas those frauds up. Fuck Harbaugh, JJ, Donovan, and the rest of those bitches. Okay. Just gave me my top 5. That's all. Jeremiah says, does shit again play Wisconsin this year? That's a good question. And if I was prepared, I would tell you that no, they do not. They do not play Wisconsin. I'll give it to you quickly. UNLV, Bowling Green, Rutgers, Nebraska, Minnesota, Indiana, Michigan State, Purdue, Penn State, Maryland, Ohio State. That's it. That's the list. Yeah, exactly. Odysseus, they play Nebraska, Minnesota, Purdue from the West. So be interesting to see how that scheduling shit changes next year. That's going to be real freaking interesting. They're going to have to get a new schedule guy. That last schedule they made has to go into the dumpster. All right, Steven, appreciate you. My second bad take of the night. That 2 for 2 with Steven. Florida State is legit, he says. All right. All right. We'll see. I'm not there yet with Florida State. Let's see what they do against the 25th ranked Clemson. Maybe Clemson will have their shit ironed out by September 23rd. And watch out for Duke. The rest of their schedule is pretty easy. Finish up with Florida at the end of the year. We'll see what Florida has in the tank by then. Yeah, Billy, the conference. But be on 5 edits. What's up, man? Good to see you. How you doing? We're just about to wrap up here, but you're welcome to rewind the show and all that. Hit the like button. Where's the bourbon? It is about 5 feet over my right shoulder. It is right there. I can't reach it though. So that sucks. Anyway, Billy says conference is getting a whole lot harder next year. Yes, exactly. What are you drinking, BM5? You got something in a glass? You got some good stuff? Hey, don't forget to hit that like button. We still only have 9 likes. We've got over 40 people in here, 9 likes. Come on, man. Anything new on the recruiting front, BM5? Haven't heard much. Penelope Architect. Ooh, okay. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, please. Yes, I appreciate you, Stephen. Hey, we don't have to agree on everything. That's why this is a good show. I think if we're all just, in an echo chamber saying the same things to each other, it'd get pretty boring pretty fast. So, yeah, I love talking Buckeye football too, but I will never go against anybody just because they have a different opinion than me. And then we're good. You and I are good. Jeremiah says Ohio State won the first 14 playoff. Why can't they win the Final 14 playoff. Yep, that's very possible. This team is just fine. Billy says, why not? Go Bucks. Oh, BM5 says, talk to Jonte Gilbert today. What's up with Jonte? Is he taking a bunch of more visits? Is he coming back to Columbus anytime soon? Should be a good recruiting weekend, but I've been a little bit over an hour here, folks. Would love to get some more likes on this video, but I know a lot of people go back and rewatch it later. Yeah, Billy, Jonte Gilbert's the DB that decommitted a while back. Oh, that's good. BM5 says, yeah, he'll make it to C-Bus. I thought so. Be interesting to see who takes over the lead of that recruitment. Not visiting anywhere during his season. Okay. It's good info. Appreciate you, BM5. Well, I'm about to get out of here. Gotta pour a shot. Get this show out to the podcast listeners and get ready for tomorrow's game. All right, Billy, thank you. Thank you for joining. Catch you on Sunday night. Yeah, good point, Stephen. I thought Ballard would get some reps. I think you'll see Ballard this weekend, though, for sure. BM5 says that Jonte Gilbert talked to Tim Walton yesterday. Yeah, I'm wondering who Gilbert's team leader, like who is leading his recruitment, like from a team. Is he leaning Bama, Georgia, or is it just completely wide open? Just curious. But oh man. Yeah, I'm about to get out of here. Don't forget, please hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed, all that stuff. We're almost to 2,500 subs. Trying to get to 3K. Thank you, Jeremiah. Jeremiah says, great show tonight. Let's go Buckeyes. Let's get ready for a big game tomorrow where you're going to see a lot of dudes playing. That snap count for everybody is going to be pretty high, and get a nice, easy Buckeye victory. So, all right, folks, talk to you tomorrow. Check out the Daily Blitz. I got some bets coming through first thing in the morning, and I'll get you an instant reaction Sunday morning. So talk to you later. Go Bucks.